brother down with Shizzywhiznut.
The way he let it out, Robbie. You were never some elusive outlaw slipping past the long arm of the law. You were a man spotted, identified, and served, plain and simple. He even called out your contradictions like bad stage banter. Here's Robbie saying he never saw the process server. Well, here's Robbie watching him walk up the drive. Here's Robbie claiming ignorance. Yeah, which isn't that far of a step. Here's Robbie. Here's Robbie's daughter, taking the papers inside like it's Uber Eats. It's the kind of writing that doesn't just win the point, it rewrites the character. You're no longer the mysterious man they can't catch. You're the guy who got caught, and then tried to convince everyone it didn't happen, while all the footage and affidavits say otherwise. The judge didn't have to call you a liar. He just put your story next to the truth and let the comparisons do the work. And the worst part, the truth had better stage presence. You've been trying to sell this whole thing as if it's chess, Robbie. Some 4D masterstroke where you're sacrificing pawns to set up the ultimate checkmate. Unfortunately, much like Bubbles, you were actually standing outside the window, just licking it, while watching the game being played. But the reality, this isn't chess. It's not even checkers. It's you flipping over the board every time someone moves a piece towards you and then claiming victory because technically, no one said check. The strategy you keep puffing your chest about boils down to this. If you can make the process server's day a little harder, somehow you've won. But that's not a strategy. That's stalling. That's the legal equivalent of unplugging your router in the middle of an online game and yelling, "Ha ha! You can't beat me now!" And here's the thing. You didn't even stall well. You didn't disappear into some clever hideout. You didn't create some impenetrable web of legal red tape. No. You stayed right there, at your little Gator kingdom, fisting away, the most predictable location on Earth, like a reality show contestant who thinks the cameras can't see them if they just stand very still, much like being stared down by a T-Rex. Then the judge lays it all out, not in angry caps or snide asides, but with the calm, methodical precision that makes the sting 10 times worse.
Ooh, I bet it does.
He takes your tale of never served and methodically debones it like a filleted fish, holding up each flimsy excuse to the light until it's translucent. You know what really killed it, Robbie? It wasn't the evidence. Though, believe me, that was brutal enough. It was the tone. Judges don't waste good ink on performance pieces. If they're writing for the record. And every line in that order reads like a warning label for anyone else dumb enough to try the "I wasn't served" trick while there's a video of them being served. It's not a demolition in the way a bar crowd roars when the front man nails a high note. It's demolition in the way an old building comes down. Quiet, controlled, and irreversible. 1 minute you're standing. The next minute you're dust settling in the air, wondering how it happened so fast when you thought you had time. I'll let you go ahead and finish this out.
And then there's the finale. The scene you'll no doubt try to retell in dark, ominous tones like it was the climax of some courtroom thriller. Only the reality and the bodycam make it about as menacing as a middle school bake sale gone wrong. The cops are there, not because you're being dragged off in cuffs, not because some tense standoff in the swamp, but because your daughter is having what I can only describe as the great painter's tape crisis of 2025. You weren't even there, Robbie. You were supposedly in Miami, which in your retelling will one day be upgraded to On the Run, while your kid is on the phone with you in front of officers, worried that she's going to hurt herself pulling off blue painter's tape. Not duct tape, not barbed wire, blue painter's tape. The kind that's designed to come off with a stern glance and a lazy fingernail. The body cam footage is a masterpiece of unintentional comedy. Here's this young woman standing like she's defusing a Cold War bomb. Her voice is trembling, asks what she should do, while the officer exchanged that silent, "Are we really here for this?" look. One of them is probably thinking about that mountain of real police work waiting for him back at the station. The others maybe trying to remember if painter's tape can, in fact, cause bodily harm like the retard he was. Meanwhile, you're on the phone, half coaching, half directing this bizarre one-act play from afar like some swamp-dwelling Hitchcock trying to choreograph a suspense out of a low-tack adhesive. But the real kicker is how you'll frame it later, not that it was really a surreal slapstick vignette on an ongoing saga of Dodgy Robbie avoids reality, but as proof of your persecution. You'll conveniently omit the detail that she wasn't in danger from anything except maybe mild embarrassment. You'll leave out the fact that the real big threat was a strip of blue tape clinging to a door frame like it still had hope for your legal strategy. And the whole time, the process server's work is already done, the papers are delivered, clock is running. The judge reading the filings that show in meticulous detail that the man once known for his glam rock leather and bad animal husbandry now sends his daughter to the front lines against paint prep materials. It's almost poetic, Robbie. The man who once strutted under stage lights now reduced to phoning in tactical advice about peeling tape. While two cops stand there jerking themselves off, trying not to laugh, and the rest of us watch the footage, wondering if this performance art or just the inevitable end stage of your brand nonsense. Sincerely, your Velcro shoe-wearing, short bus riding, star-bangled helmet, chronicler of bad legal theater, Shizzy mother effin' Whiznut.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down with Shizzywhiznut.